Prime Minister Mark Carney is trying to tackle the cost of living. He gave a glimpse into the upcoming budget in Ottawa today, announcing new measures he claims will make life more affordable for Canadians.
I'm announcing 3 new measures that will be in Budget 2025. First, we are launching automatic federal benefits to help our most vulnerable get the money that they're entitled to. Secondly, we're making the National School Food Program permanent to help ensure that all kids have the nutrition they need at school. And thirdly, we're going to have some fun. We're renewing the Canada Strong Pass so that more Canadians can experience the best that our great country has to offer.
And the CBC's Mark Carney joins us now with more on this. So Mark, give us some details of Carney's announcement.
Andrew, these 3 measures, as you mentioned, will be put into the government's federal budget, which will be unveiled November 4th. 2 of the 3 are campaign promises made by Prime Minister Carney during the run-up to his election. If we get into them, the first one, the automatic tax filing one, that is something that a lot of people today have had something to say about. This will take effect as of the 2026 tax year. The CRA is expected to automatically file taxes for about 5.5 million low-income earners here in Canada, and that'll be scaled up a couple years after that in the 2028 tax year. It's meant to make sure basically that Canadians receive all of the benefits that they are capable of receiving. We're talking about GST, HST credits, disability credits, the child benefit here in Canada, and several others. They say that many Canadians don't file taxes because they don't think that they make enough money to necessarily qualify for those benefits. Now, in reaction to this, we spoke to Jennifer Robson. She is in the political management department at Carleton University. First off, she has a lot of questions about this strategy. Number one, she wonders what the income thresholds that this will apply to will be. Those were not discussed by the Prime Minister today. She also questions whether this will truly be automatic or whether people will still have to submit information to the CRA, log into a website, things like that. But this is part of her purview. She has been researching tax filings here in Canada for many years and says this is a good move overall because there are a lot of people leaving a lot of money on the table for many years. Have a listen.
The first study that we published on this back in 2020, we found it's about 12% of the working age population that isn't filing a tax return in a given year. Much more common amongst low-income people, more common amongst singles. And back then we estimated that there was about 1.7 billion in federal refundable tax credits that people were missing out on. Now that's old data now. And of course, those tax credits are worth a lot more.
The next announcement made today had to do with the National Food Program. That's the one that everyone was applauding when Prime Minister Carney announced it, because that is a pilot project. It still had 3 years in that pilot, but he has already decided to put forth the funding and the legislation to make it permanent. This program provides meals for about 400,000 children in Canada. And then the third announcement had to do with the Canada Strong Pass. You might remember it over the summer. It was basically a pass that allowed people to have cheaper or free admission to many attractions around Canada Park sites. It also offered discounts for children and students on Via Rail over the summer. Now, it ended as of September 2nd. They are bringing it back on December 12th into January 15th, and will bring it back again next summer as a way for people to have a cheaper vacation staying within Canada. Now, we haven't heard any reaction from the Conservative opposition at this point yet. There was a tweet that went out from Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre yesterday. I don't know if he was expecting this announcement. It seems that he focuses more on the reasons that people need initiatives like this. He says a new report from StatsCan shows the income gap at a record high under the Mark Carney Liberals at 48.4%. Liberal inflation and big government has screwed over the working class, ballooned the gap between rich and poor, and shut our youth out of jobs and the Canadian promise. We've reached out to the Conservative Party for fresh reaction today to this announcement. We'll let you know as soon as we get it. Andrew.
Mark, thank you. The CBC's Mark Carney. The federal government will begin to file taxes automatically for low-income Canadians. For more on this, I want to bring in Liz Mulholland. She is the CEO of Prosper Canada, a national charity dedicated to expanding economic opportunity for Canadians living in poverty. And I appreciate you, Liz, coming in. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andrew.
So tell me, so it's the 2026 tax year. The CRA will be able to automatically file taxes for up to 5.5 million low-income Canadians. What do you make of that?
We're cautiously delighted by the announcement. We've heard this promise before, but I think it's really significant that the Prime Minister is putting his name behind it. So we're really looking forward to moving forward with the government on it.
Why? Why are you looking forward to it? Why is it important?
It's going to be a game changer for a lot of people with low incomes. We know that approximately 1 in 5 don't tax file right now for a whole variety of reasons. Automatically filing them will ensure they get the benefits they're entitled to, which most of them desperately need to just make ends meet. We know from large-scale pilots we've run with community partners across the country for many years that on average a person's income will go up $3,600 just merely by tax filing alone.
Wow.
And tax filing is often a prerequisite to then completing other application processes for other benefits. So it opens the door to even more income down the road as well.
So what problems or concerns have you heard from Canadians when it comes to filing taxes?
There are many for people with low incomes. People who have language or literacy barriers find it very difficult to navigate tax filing. People who have cognitive challenges, mental health challenges. People who are homeless and have difficulty keeping track of their documentation. And people who are simply afraid to tax file because they're very low income and they think they may owe the government money, so they don't tax file, not realizing the government likely owes them quite a bit of money.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have someone else do it. I don't know how to figure it out. I find it complicated. As the Prime Minister Carney, he spoke about the benefits Canadians will miss out on when they don't file their taxes. Let's just listen to a clip.
The people who most need benefits often don't get them. Could mean missing out on the GST, HST tax credit, the Canada Child Benefit, the Canada Workers Benefit, the Canada Disability Benefit, and the Disability Tax Credit.
Right, so he just went through a list of, different benefits that people just sort of miss out on. So how would the new system help people obtain those benefits? Is it because there's just this automatic file that they just kind of
it means that instead of requiring somebody to find help to tax file if they need help, go to a community tax clinic or find help online, etc., it means that CRA will pre-fill their tax return, send it to them, and if they do this right, they will say, here, we filled this out. If you think it's incorrect in any way, please let us know. Here, how so you can do that. But if we don't hear from you, we're going to file this on this date for you to ensure you get the income that's owed to you, and it'll show them how much they're getting. If they do it incorrectly, they'll ask the person to sign it or tick a box. That means that a lot of people won't do it because a lot of low-income people are targeted by fraudsters, predators, financial predators, often posing as CRA. So they'd never know when they get a communication from CRA if it's legit or not. So if you require them to take action before you file it, many of them won't out of fear that it's an attempt to defraud them. So what we're hoping is that the government will work with folks like us and our network of community tax filing benefit assistance providers across the country and with provincial governments who deliver benefits to low-income people to really help educate people with low incomes about what this measure is, when they can expect it to kick in, what it will look like, and to prepare them so they're ready to take advantage of it when it comes, and they don't need to be worried that this is another attempt at defrauding them of little money they have.
So how do you think, how will they know that it's actually
Well, if they don't
CRA.
have to take action, it's not a problem.
Right.
They will realize after the fact this was legit because money will flow into their account.
Okay. So now a number of countries, including the UK, Germany, New Zealand, they have some form of automatic filing system for low-income earners, right? So now what does this mean? So now that Canada is adopting this, what does this mean for your charity?
It means a lot. There are an army of frontline community workers who every year are helping over 750,000 grosso modo people with low incomes to tax file through CRA's Community Volunteer Income Tax Program. What this means is that a bunch of those people they're helping will get automatically filed. The people who have simple tax situations. It will free up more time for them to help people who have more complicated tax situations. It will allow them to serve more people. There are often waiting lists for these tax clinics. They can't help everybody during the tax season. And for the service providers who are working year-round, not just during tax season, it means they'll have more time to help people resolve benefit and tax issues with CRA. They'll have more time to help people file back taxes if they have multiple multiple years they haven't filed. And when they do that, that typically results in very large lump sum payments. We've seen people receive tens of thousands of dollars. So these are life-changing moments for people, but only if community providers have the ability to spend the time to backfile people. And they can't do that if they're busy tax filing hundreds of thousands of people with simple tax returns every year. So, and they can also help people prepare for benefit reviews. These can be quite onerous and often result in people who are eligible for benefits actually getting tossed off simply because they can't get the documentation together. So having the time and the resources to help people get ready for those will help save the government unnecessary administrative costs, but also ensure people stay on their benefits.
Liz, good to get your insight into all this. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Liz Mulholland.